I thank you, Chairman. Who cares more, Ms. Weingarten? Who cares more about a child's education, the teachers' union or the child's parents?
I would say that, Mr. Jordan or Representative Jordan, teachers, parents and teachers care about kids. Obviously, parents care about their own kids more than probably anyone else, but teachers and parents are real partners in children's education.
Okay, that's fine. So you would say, but I ask you, who cares more? You would say parents.
Well, parents care. Look, I'm not here to be in a competition. Parents are so important in children's lives.
No kidding.
Teachers are so important in children's lives
I agree.
too.
Why'd you repost and praise the op-ed that was in the Washington Post? Parents claim they have the right to shape their kids' school curriculum. They don't. And then you posted that, and you said this was a great piece that people should read. Head of Teachers Union praises op-ed claiming parents don't have a right to shape their kids' curriculum. You really believe that?
The headline of that op-ed was not appropriate compared to the actual work in that op-ed. The work in that op-ed talked about, if you actually read that op-ed.
You disagree with the headline then?
No, I disagreed with the headline. The work in that op-ed talked about how parents and teachers have to have a role in kids' education.
So should the headline have read, parents claim they have a right to shape their kids' school curriculum? They do? Should that have been what the headline said?
I don't, Mr.
Well, let me just ask you straightforward. Just let me ask straightforward. Do parents have a right to shape their kids' curriculum?
Parents have a right to have a role in their kids' curriculum, yes.
Who are the extremist politicians? You did 25 pages of your written testimony. You had 14 pages. Your law firm had, I think, the other 11. And right at the end of the main body of your written testimony, before you get into the issue of today about the consultation you guys had with the CDC, you say in this last paragraph, attacks by extremist politicians have undermined teachers in schools.
Well,
who are the extremist politicians?
I think you just heard one, sir.
So Ms. Green's one of them.
I think, look,
okay, that's what you think.
I think the issue is the culture wars that are going on in schools right now, banning books, undermining teachers.
How about this statement? I don't think parents should be telling schools what to teach. You just told me a few minutes ago you didn't agree with that sentiment. Is that a statement that's a statement from a politician? Is that extremist?
I believe that parents have to have a role in kids' education. And in fact, when I was teaching at Clara Barton High School, we had parent engagement all the time.
Who said this statement?
I would bring, if you want me to finish, I'll finish. I, like so many other teachers, used to do, I was a high school social studies teacher. I know you were a wrestling coach. I was a high school social studies teacher.
My wife taught, our kids went to public school. We appreciate good teachers.
Yeah,
my high school coach had a huge impact on my life.
I know, and I honor that.
Same here.
But so what I would do, and so many other teachers
But I ask you a specific question. I don't think parents should be telling schools what to teach. Do you know who made that statement?
I don't know.
September 28, 2021, candidate for governor in the state of Virginia. You know who made that statement?
I don't. Are you talking about Mr. McAuliffe?
I am talking about Mr. McAuliffe. He made that statement. Is that extremist? Is that an extremist political statement?
In fact, what I did, Mr. Jordan, was when I heard that
No, we know what you did. You endorsed him and did a six-figure ad buy. Your organization did 18 days later.
When I did, Mr. Jordan, is when I heard that statement, I called Mr. McAuliffe and I told him I disagreed with him.
But it wasn't enough to get you to not do a six-figure ad buy for his campaign.
Well, what the ad buy did was do what we thought Mr. McAuliffe was, which was really supportive.
That same paragraph on page 12. I just got a minute. Same paragraph on page 12. You say most Americans disapprove of the culture wars that have saturated education policy. Who started the culture wars?
I know that when you have banning of books, like a book about Anne Frank, like a book about Roberto Clemente, like a book about Ruby Bridges, that's wrong.
Those
things were in Florida.
Who think boys should compete against boys in sports, or those who think boys can compete against girls in sports, which side started the culture war? Which one of those positions?
Sir, I am talking about, when I talk about the culture wars, I am talking about things like book banning. I'm talking about things like stopping teachers from teaching honest
Is
history.
is it starting a culture war if you think literature should be age appropriate? That's not
I
starting a
believe
culture
that
war.
literature should be age appropriate too.
Okay. I'm out of time. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.